Hey everybody, I got a new PC and I am going to switch out Windows 11 on it for Linux. And the first thing that I gotta do is download Linux using the Windows box. So I need to figure out how to get the download to a USB stick using Windows 11 without signing up for a Microsoft account. And the first step is to boot it for the first time into Windows 11. And that's what we're doing right now. So this is the Windows 11 first run screen that we're going to. Continue in English. There's my mouse. Continue in English. Is this the right country? Yes. Is this the right keyboard method? Yes. Would you like to add a second? No. Skip. Let's connect you to a network. Nope. Having trouble? Next. Connect. So at this point, I don't see anything anywhere that would help me get past this screen, unless I had internet access. Okay, so if I hit Alt-Tab, see Microsoft account thing, that's not what I want. So we're going to run ms-cxh local only. Run that. The file name, directory. Oh, did I type it right? Let's see, ms-cxh local only. That did not work. Oh, do I have to use the start command before I type it in? Let's say start ms-cxh local only. Oh, look at that. So I had to type start first. So we typed in start ms-cxh local only, and it popped up a create user for this PC. Who's going to use this PC? I'm going to set up my own Microsoft account here. Let me not share this screen for a moment while I do this configuration. Let me turn that off. All these questions about things that I don't want to share. Not because I don't like being social or anything, but I don't know. Kind of makes me curious with people. Whenever you go on a date or try to get to know somebody, like how many of these questions are like security questions also, you know, that you start trying to give people, and then it gets all confusing. Whenever your identity gets stolen, nobody wants that. Alright, so we set up a local account using the Shift F10 and start space ms-cxh local only. And now we're in the process of getting the computer set up. Let's not send anything about anything. None of this is important. Accept. Alright, we are into Windows 11 and we've got the Microsoft Edge. Before we go there, I wanted to see some information about my system just to make sure it is what I was hoping it would be. So I'm going to go, I went to the folder and I'm going to right click on this PC. I'm going to go to Properties. We'll get rid of part of this whenever I start editing. Okay, this sounds right. I expected to have a 9800 X3D with 32 gigs of RAM. I wanted to know how big the hard drive was, so if I click into it, that sounds about right, 928 gigabytes. I wonder if there's a way, can I make a backup utility or like a recovery? Let's see if I can make a recovery drive. Recovery Media Creator, yes. Create a recovery drive. Even if your PC can't start, you can use a recovery drive to reset or troubleshoot problems. If you back up system files to this drive, you'll also be able to use it to reinstall Windows. Backup system files, yes. I've got two USB sticks here right now. I've got a 32 gig and a 64 gig. I think the 64 gig is faster, so I'm going to put this Windows 11 backup onto the 32 gig USB drive. And that way, if anything goes super wrong, or if I want ever to reverse course and go back to Windows gaming, I'll have something that'll let me back. I don't think I've ever created one of these before, so I think it could be useful. Let's click next. Because at this point I am into Windows without the Microsoft account, and that does make me happy. But there are other things about Windows that still don't make me happy. And I don't know when they will start trying to force the things again, like, you know, in addition to updating the system. Okay, drive must be able to hold at least 16 gigabytes and everything on the drive will be deleted. Let me plug in my drive. Click. Click. Choose what happens. Configure storage settings. Choose what to do with removable drives. I need to format it. Oh, there we go. Available drives, D no label, E no label. Let me go make sure. Oh, they're both on there? What's going on? You need to format the USB drive. D is not accessible. Need to format the E drive. E is not accessible. I only plugged in one USB drive. That seems really confusing. Let's just choose D. D. Everything on the drive will be deleted. You have any personal files on this drive, make sure you have them backed up. That's good. The directory name is invalid. Formatting drive. What's happening? Wait, okay, now it's copying utilities. Said it was formatting drive, now it's copying utilities. Let me take a look at the task manager if that comes up. Task manager. Recovery media creators doing nothing. Oh no, it's doing something. Okay, we'll let it go. Oh look, okay, it's doing disk. I can see it using disk. That's good. Look at it go. This part's important, I think. Once we get the recovery drive written, then we'll connect this thing to the internet and we'll go find the Bazzite disk backing up system files. Alright, we'll let this thing do its thing for a little bit here. So it says that the recovery drive is ready. So I'm going to click finish, and in case anything goes wrong, hopefully I can use this drive to recover and start again. Let me see if I can eject it. Eject. I think it means it's ejected. Let me remove it. So this is my backup. I will keep it around in case I need to go back. Next thing I need to do is connect to the internet and download a version of Bazzite to use. I'm going to go ahead and connect. I've got a straight Ethernet cable, so I'm going to connect that back here real quick. It says I should be connected to the internet now. So I'll go to Edge. Oh geez, start without anything. Don't do anything. Confirm. Stop it. Continue. Oh my god, no. Oh, that was way too much crap. Okay, where'd my mouse go? Finish. There it is. Stop it. Go away. Fresh tab. Okay, so now at this point we will go to bazzite.gg and we will download Bazzite. Select the hardware that you're using. I'm going to choose a desktop. Who is the vendor of your primary GPU? AMD. RX4XX++, I think that includes the 90, so I'm going to use that. Desktop environment, I'm going to choose KDE. Do you want to start in Steam gaming mode? No, I want to start a traditional desktop experience. So I will download Bazzite. What's the legacy ISO? It's recommended to remove, you may rebase. Let's go ahead and download. We'll wait for that to finish. We'll put that onto a different USB stick here in a moment. Alright, I think it's done. And then the other thing that I need is Rufus. So Rufus, Windows 11, let's see what that gives me back. Rufus, create USB drives easily. This is what I'm interested in. So let me go there. I'm going to go to download. I'm going to download Rufus Portable for Windows x64, because this is an AMD system. There we go. We got that now. Everything that we need should be in the downloads folder. Let me go to downloads. So I'm going to launch Rufus. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I'm going to say yes. Do you want to allow Rufus to check for application updates? No. So let's plug in the device that we want to put Bazzite onto. That's my USB stick here. Plug that into the system real quick. Oh, look at all this. That's neat. So we're going to do it to the store and go. Boot selection, select. Select or download an image. We'll choose Bazzite. The image you have selected is an ISO hybrid, but its creators have not made it compatible with ISO file copy mode. As a result, DD image writing mode will be enforced. Sounds good. I don't have any reason to change anything else. Let's go ahead and click on Start. Warning, all data on device will be destroyed. There it goes. That's interesting. I remember a lot more questions out of Rufus whenever I did this for Windows 10 last time I was doing it. But I think we're in good shape right now, so I will let it write the image, and then we'll see what we need to do next. So our copy of Bazzite has been copied over to the device, I believe. Let me eject it. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me close. Let me go to Files. Can I see it? Need to format, cancel. Okay, I think that's good that it doesn't recognize the system. Yes, cancel. Let's remove the USB drive, eject. Save to remove. So I'll remove it. Let me look this up real quick. Asus GM700 TPM enabled. BIOS. To enable, restart and press delete or F2 key repeatedly during boot process to enter BIOS. Navigate to advanced. Look for trusted computing option and select it. Okay, so I believe for Bazzite that I need to disable it. Let's do a search for TPM here. Installing. Bazzite supports most desktops and laptops. We've done our USB flash drive, and we've used Rufus to copy it, then dual boot. I'm not going to dual boot. I think I'm just going to override it. Boot Bazzite. Connect your bootable medium to your device and boot into it. After connecting, sometimes you need to consult the manual. After connecting the device, boot into the Bazzite installer. This depends on your motherboard hardware, but most of the time it could be a function key like F9 or similar. Alternatively, change the BIOS settings to boot with your bootable device. So that doesn't say anything about the TPM on or off. So maybe let's just try to boot from it directly and see what happens. So let me turn the machine off for a moment. Oh geez, just shut down. Don't try to update anything, Windows. You're not going to be there too long, I hope. Alright, let me plug the USB drive back in. And it said the F2 or delete key. So I'm going to hit the on button again, then hit F2 and delete. Sometimes it's F8 too, so I'd F2, F8, and delete a lot of times while it's going through this boot up process. I'm just clicking all three of those over and over again. Open for the best when things start happening. Here's hoping things start happening. I'll stop hitting buttons for a moment, see if it gathers itself. Oh, everything's turned red. That's not a good sign. Oh, now it's yellow. Green? Okay. It's changing colors a lot. It's not booting or anything. Okay, it doesn't seem happy right now. Let me go ahead and turn it off again. Hold down the power button on it. I'm gonna remove the USB stick. Hopefully it restarts into something. I wonder if whenever it starts into BIOS mode, it doesn't work through the AMD graphics card. I wonder if I need to plug it into the main motherboard HDMI to make things happen now. So let me try that maybe. Seems like the only reasonable thing to try at this point. Let me shut the power off again. Or well, let me just move the HDMI cable without shutting off the power, see if that does anything weird to it. I moved the HDMI from the AMD card to the motherboard, but nothing changed, so I'm going to turn it off again. So now I'm going to turn it on with the delete and the F2 key. Hey, alright, we did something. Okay. So we had to move the HDMI from the AMD thing to the motherboard thing, and now we can see the UEFI BIOS after hitting the delete key and the F2 key before starting it up. So that's important for me to remember in the future. I need to use the main motherboard thing at this point. So what I want to do now is I'm going to plug back in the USB card. I'm going to give it a second, see if the machine recognizes that it was plugged in on its own. Maybe not. Let me go to advanced mode. And we were talking about the boot and the TPM settings. Let's go to boot, secure boot. OS type, other OS. Windows UEFI mode. Execute the Microsoft Secure Boot check. Only select this option when booting on Windows UEFI mode or other Microsoft Secure Boot compliant operating systems. Other OS. Select this option to get the optimized functions when booting on Windows non-UEFI mode and Microsoft Secure Boot non-compliant operating systems. The Microsoft Secure Boot can only function properly on Windows UEFI mode. So let's say other custom key management. I don't want any of those things. In custom mode, secure boot policy variables can be configured by a physically present user. Nah, let's go standard. Let's see if there's anything else. I wanted the advanced menu versus the boot menu. So if I go back here, we chose other OS for the OS type. Then under advanced, it's got the TPM 2.0 device found and the support's enabled right now. And we're going to disable security device support. Disable. Now let's go back to boot other OS, main, my favorites. I think we're good. I'm going to exit, load optimize defaults, save changes and reset. Okay. Then we're gonna hit delete and F2 a couple of times again. Oh, it's delete or F2, it's down there. Cool. Okay, so now we do have it. So let's boot from this first. Save and exit. Okay. Now we should be booting into Bazzite whenever we start. We'll find out. Maybe we've done this okay. We're booting. We're still on the main motherboard HDMI. Bazzite Live ISO is good. So we're booting from the live right now, and we seem to be booting successfully. So this is all good signs. Oh, is it still? I know y'all can't see it, but my heart is beating fast. I want this stuff to work. Okay, welcome to the live ISO. This live ISO is designed for installation and troubleshooting. Because of this, it is not capable of playing games. Please do not use this for benchmarks as it does not represent the installed experience. Okay, I believe it. Display configuration. Let's get back to what it should be. I think it's 2560 by 1440. So now it's a little bit better. Let's go back to install to hard drive. English, continue. Localization, I think is all good. System and user settings. Automatic partitioning selected. Free up space by removing or shrinking existing. Done. Reclaim disk space. You can remove existing file systems you no longer need to free up space for this installation. Removing a file system will permanently delete all of the data it contains. There is also free space available in pre-existing file systems. While it's risky and we recommend you back up your data first, you can recover that free disk space and make it available for the installation below. Oh, I wonder if this is also a backup. Maybe I'll leave that where it is. This one though, I think I can wipe it out. Can I shrink it? Let's see, one disk, 866 megs of reclaimable file space. We shall delete the 857 gigabyte mark. So we'll say OS delete, reclaim space. Automatic partitioning selected. It's going to reclaim that space. User creation. Time for some user creation. So let me turn off the, well, I'll share with y'all what I'm going to do. Let's see, full name, username, add administrative privileges to this user account. Require a password to use this account. Y'all don't look. So we'll click done. Everything looks green here. I'm going to click begin installation. So it's doing its thing. I'm feeling good. I think it was a bit of a bumpy ride, but we are on our way now. I'll come back once it's done doing what it's doing, and we'll see if we have a working AMD-based Bazzite box to play games on. So it was running the installation script, and it stopped here in the middle, and it said secure boot key added. Please check the documentation to finish enrolling the key. docs.bazzite.gg.sb. I'm not sure what this is about because I disabled secure boot. Perhaps this is if I want to turn secure boot back on. Maybe this is my option to do that. Complete. So let's finish the installation. Let me shut down the computer for a moment. Shut down. So now I'm going to unplug the USB stick. Good job, USB stick. Way to do the installation stuff. Gonna take off the mic and plug the HDMI cable back into the main AMD graphics card. Now for the moment of truth, let's turn the computer back on. It's thinking about it. See if it boots to anything here. Nothing so far. Let me turn it back off, plug the HDMI cable back into the main motherboard, and then reboot, see if it comes up again. Alright, so we are rebooting with the HDMI plugged in. Okay, so shim UEFI key management. Press any key to perform mock management. Booting in 3 seconds. Let's continue. Let's boot to Bazzite. Pairing system, please wait, this may take a while. Sure hope I didn't mess anything up by turning it off the last time that it was running. Maybe I did. Just thinking about it. There we go. Alright, let's boot up. Let's think about things, computer. Is it done thinking? Oh no, it's still thinking. Alright, we don't want to go into Steam just yet. Let's go to update, system update. We'll run updates. Confirmed. Let's see. Git. The output of pulling repository has been moved behind the verbose. The enable winget configuration entry in the Windows section has been removed. Confirmed? Yes. Okay, so we'll let it do updates. And while it thinks about that, let's also check out what it thinks about our system right now. What do you think I have for displays? Actually, before we get too far into that, let's go into display configuration. Let's set this back to something preferable. Yes, keep. Okay, that's a little bit more readable. Should be running a discrete and an integrated, that's right. But I should be running the discrete. So let me go display configuration. Do you show? No? Okay. So we'll wait until it's done doing all of its updates, and then we'll reboot. Or maybe we'll shut down again, and we'll move the graphics card over. And if it doesn't work again, then I guess we have something that we're going to troubleshoot later on. We've definitely got Bazzite installed. Oh, what's this? Successfully downloaded new metadata. Updates have been published for 2 of 8 local devices. Firmware metadata has not been updated. Update now? Yeah, let's update the metadata. Go for it, machine. I'm proud of you, Bazzite. Get out there and do your updates. So far, mostly good. I would have really liked it if whenever I booted up and had the HDMI cable plugged into the graphics card, that it worked with the switchover. Because whenever I booted Windows, Windows booted from the graphics card the way it was supposed to. Quit. We're going to shut it down. Shut down. Shut down now. I'm going to go back. We're going to move the HDMI cable one more time. We'll try it again. Says no signal. So we are plugged into the main graphics card now, and we've gotten back to our startup screen. Now we are booted into our main screen. It looks like it remembered my resolution. Now it's asking me for my Steam information. Let me see if I can log into Steam. Let's go open up the Steam library here. So far I've got nothing downloaded and I've got no games installed. I am glad I could share the process I had to go through to get Bazzite up and running and compartmentalize Windows onto a recovery key somewhere else. Although now that I've changed all the security stuff, Windows may be like, I don't know what to do here, and I'll be like, yeah, you shouldn't do anything. Maybe this is just the end of my OS switching process on this PC. I thank y'all for taking this journey with me. I hope you have a good one. Good night.